You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. On the road with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lanes. For you lanes. Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. Got another exciting show planned for you. Got a special guest joining us tonight. Before I get into that, tell you who it is. Need you to do something for me. Need you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and super chats are open. Obviously, the Buckeyes on a big-time recruiting heater here lately, not just in the 26 class, but in the 27 class as well. And, you know, if you follow Buckeye recruiting, man, there's always somebody that commits early, a recruit that commits early and really takes charge in the class as far as trying to build relationships with other players around the country, being super supportive of his fellow commits in the class. It was a joy watching him in his high school season this year. I'm super excited. The dude's a Buckeye. Everybody welcome Brady Edmonds. Brady, what's up, brother?
What's up? How are you?
Doing good, brother. How are you?
Doing great.
Well, I know I gave you a little bit of list of, some questions I was going to ask. I got to throw a curveball your way because this just hit my mind. I know you've been on the show before, and I asked you this then. But now some time has passed. You've got to watch the Buckeyes on the field. You've got a lot more interaction with them. So let me ask you now. You committed to the Buckeyes early.
Yeah.
Why? What was it that made you do that? And then are there any other reasons, like when you watch the Buckeyes, when you go visit them now, do those reasons keep getting enforced, positive enforcement, like when you watch the Buckeyes or you talk to coaches? So give us a rundown. Remind Buckeye Nation, man, why did you pull the trigger? Why do you want to be a Buckeye?
Yeah, 100% they got reinforced. I mean, I committed at a pretty odd time. It was right after they lost the team up north game. So, there's a lot of questions going into that. And I think, the answer to all those questions, whether the question was like, is Coach Day going to be there, anything like that, is purely I wanted to go to Ohio State and I wanted to play football at Ohio State. That's what I wanted to do all my life. And, obviously Coach Day is not going anywhere. I think it never really, it wasn't a huge question to me, but to the public, even my parents too, like we weren't sure what was going to happen. But I mean, obviously, Coach Day does a great job. He not only just football wise helping you develop as a quarterback, but as a man too. And that's kind of the thing that's really like being in the program almost when I'm there and everything. That's kind of the thing that really jumps out to me. But yeah, 100% everything's got reinforced. I've never been more confident in my decision, and I'm pumped to finally get there in about a year now. So
yeah. Okay, I want to dive into way more questions, but I got to start with this, man. I want to talk about your high school season, man. How'd that go for you? What are some areas you did real good at? If I'm looking at your stats correct, you only threw 2 interceptions on the season.
Yeah.
You threw for 2,700 some yards, 2,800 yards, and some change total on the ground as well. So give us a little update on your season. How'd it go? Looks like you came out of there unscathed with injuries. I'm sure you're beat up a little bit, little sore, but that's always a blessing, man. We've seen some things go south there. So give us a little update on your season, man. How do you feel you did during your season?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I had a pretty solid season. I thought I had some, my numbers, maybe my yards and everything didn't jump off the board, but I think overall we did a lot of things well. We finished 8-2 in the regular season. We went last year, so like California playoff brackets, they work a little different. Like you get in a new playoff bracket every single year. So like my freshman year, we were D6. I think there's 14 divisions or something like that in the southern section, so just in Southern California. So yes, which is crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
So freshman year we were D6, last year we were D5, and then this year we were D3. So that's a big jump, and we're playing some legit competition. I think the team we played just won state in D2 last year. So we're playing some really good teams. That's what we ended up losing to in the first round. But regular season we went 8-2. One of our losses we lost by 1 point, and the other we lost by 3 points to a top 25 team in California. So you know, we had a solid year. I felt like I got better, you know, just my consistency, my decision making, my leadership attributes, and you know, going to the senior season now, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We graduated a little bit, but we're gonna bounce back, and I think we're gonna have a solid year.
Yeah, man, that sounds good. California's got some big time football, bro.
Yeah,
I feel like no matter what division you're in, you're going up against some big time football players every time you're
yeah,
on the field. But I've always been curious about this because you committed so early. You know, you got to play your sophomore season, not committed anywhere, right?
yeah.
Was it different now? Was your junior season a little bit different? No, I know it was being committed to the Buckeyes. Did you notice any differences? Did you feel any more pressure on you? Did you feel like you got a little bit more attention? Did you notice any difference from being a Buckeye commit and playing in your junior season?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely a bigger target on your back, whether it's, you know, like I want to pick this guy off, I want to sack this guy, you know, like, you know, like they're talking more a little bit too, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, that just comes with it. So I got no problem with it.
Yeah, it's getting you ready for when you get on the big stage at Ohio State, man.
Yeah,
That Ohio State is everybody's Super Bowl, so every game you're going to get absolutely
yeah.
trash talked and everything else, man. So that's good to hear, man. You got out of the season with no major injuries. Keep growing, man. What are some things you're looking to do in the off season? Some areas that you're looking to improve on for your senior season?
Yeah, I mean, just the simple stuff, bigger, stronger, faster. That's kind of what everybody's looking for. But I mean, just to, you know, just to be a better quarterback too, more accuracy, you know, my accuracy, everything like that. Not that I don't feel like I have a bad accuracy, but you know, there's always, especially once you get to college level, you're seeing some of these throws that Julian's making. Like, there's always room for improvement and stuff like that. So you know, I think I kind of want to a little bit more like, you know, 7-on-7 reps and anything like that. I didn't do any 7-on-7 last year, so probably do a little bit more of that. But you know, just and also bringing some of the younger guys up in my team too. You know, we're going to graduate a lot at different positions or have some transfers come in, so just bringing that team together as well.
Yeah, they're being committed to the Buckeyes, man. Junior season, you're going into your senior season, but not only were you playing football, right, for your high school, you've kind of taken on this leadership role, right, for the 27 class for the Buckeyes. It always happens. Somebody needs to do it. It's needed. You're at the quarterback position as well. So obviously, that's a position where you got to be a leader, man, right?
Yep.
In your own way. However that looks, you got to be a leader. So tell us a little bit, what were some things you did this offseason in terms of did you try to build closer relationships with some 27 commits? Also committed. I saw you're very active on social media. I know that. I
Yeah.
believe you went and watched a Jameer Brown game at some
Yep.
point in time. So tell us a little bit about that. What makes you do that? Why do you do that? Just dive into a little bit about your leadership role in the 27 class.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the recruiting as, you know, I mean, posted on Twitter and everything like that, just to build the fans and, you know, get these guys their attention that they deserve too, the other recruits. But for the most part, it's just like building a relationship with these guys. Like Jameer, I think we've done a good job of that. You know, obviously going to his game, it's not so much about recruiting them, it's just building the relationship. Like Brock, you know,
Yep.
it's not like every 5 seconds I'm going to be like, yo, this is you, this is you, this is you when we're at Ohio State and seeing the tight end get a catch or whatever. It's just, you know, being their friend and building a relationship with them, because eventually, you know, I think that's what's going to separate me and Ohio State, you know, from someone wanting to go there from another school.
Yeah. The reason why I paused a little bit for that question is because I had another question on my mind before I switched subjects. So I'm going to go back a little bit. 6'5", 220. Is that where you started before your season? And were you able to maintain that throughout the season?
Yeah, I think I've probably started. I think I probably touched 230 in the summer maybe, but
Yeah.
I probably ended up playing around 220, and I was shocked, or 220, 215, but I shocked like a week ago I stepped on a scale and I was still 225, so I'm still probably up there somewhere.
Yeah. Are you looking to try to get bigger, bro? You trying to walk into Ohio State 250? What are you trying to do?
Not 250. I mean, just to turn a little bit more of it. Not that I'm like fat or whatever, but you know, to turn a little bit more into muscle too. Just still be able to move,
Yeah.
you know, because that was big for me too. Is finding a way where I can move well at.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. So obviously you've been committed for a minute. You had some relationships built before you committed. Okay, so how many times were you able to get down, and visit the Buckeyes during the season? Were you down there at all?
Yeah, so I was supposed to come to the Texas game at the beginning of the year, and that was going to be really fun. But our schedule ended up getting moved last second. Because we play some Thursday games, so we were going to play a Thursday game, and last second it got moved to Friday. So then it's a little harder to catch that flight for a big noon game. But we were out there for the Grambling State game just because I had a Thursday game that week, so it was easy. And then our season came to an end, so I ended up coming out to the UCLA game as well with Brock.
Nice. You plan on trying to make it any more games? I know there's Rutgers. You going to the game, bro? You going to the game, like
No,
the game?
not this year. No, we were there last year,
Okay.
but not this year.
Yeah.
Away, so it's a
Okay.
little much away. But
Yeah.
but
It is. It's a
Ohio,
little bit.
Ohio State will win out, so then we'll be at the Rose Bowl as well. Because they get that first
Ooh,
seed, they'll be
okay.
at the Rose Bowl.
Well, I'll
Yep.
see you there, bro. I'll be there as well, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So, talk about the relationships, man. You got down there a couple times. What was that environment like? What were you hoping to gain on those visits? Didn't you gain those things when you went there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of being in the meetings and stuff like that. That's kind of what's gonna when I get there, it's gonna separate me, and just trying to get down there as much as I can. My dad said all the time, but just absorb as much as I can. That's kind of the goal whenever I'm down there, and I think we do a good job of it. We like this past when we were there for the UCLA game last week, we stayed through Monday, so just like being in as many meetings as I can, kind of just getting their type of schedule and get a feel for everything like that. Just hanging out with Coach Fessler, hanging out with the quarterback coaches, the quarterback room too, just kind of picking their minds is always a plus.
Yeah, man, it's about building those relationships. I mean, last year, Tavian St. Clair was a quarterback. Obviously, he was a lot closer, right, to Ohio State, but he was always there, man. And I think you're seeing the fruits of that this year. I mean, just today, Ryan Day was talking about in a press conference, talking about, hey, dude, this was Tavian's best practice he's had all season because he got to get in there and get comfortable. Because I can only imagine, man, making such a big move that you're making. It's not so much about getting in there and trying to learn things. It's like you talk about building relationships, getting comfortable, man. Because if you go in there and you don't feel at home, you don't feel like you can talk to these people and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's going to be hard to play football, right? It's going to be hard
yeah.
to focus on football, play football. So good idea to get down there as much as you do. When you were there, man, when you first committed, I'm sure you saw glimpses and had an idea of the brotherhood and the culture, right, that people talk about Ohio State. Has that changed? Have you got a deeper understanding of what that means? And if so, kind of explain that to us a little bit, man. When you hear brotherhood and culture, when you go to these visits, when you go to these games, do you see that? Do you feel it? Are you starting to feel part of it?
100%. Yeah. I mean, some of my favorite, I know my dad's favorite part of the visit, but some of my favorite part of the visit is the Sunday after a game, being in their devotional and their team meeting. You can see how close everybody is. Everybody loves each other. And I think that's what separates Ohio State in general from anybody else is the brotherhood. And that definitely showed last year with last year's team and just their relationship with, with the gospel and everything like that. Like it definitely separates themselves.
Yeah, it's big time, man. The example that they show, right? Other football players, other teams, even it's amazing. It goes way, way, way beyond football. That's what I love about Coach Day, man. He doesn't just talk about it. You see it. You see it in his actions. You see how he does it. I mean, he cares way more about these football players than just more than what they do on the field. You know what I mean? His main goal, raise them to be good men in this world. But let's get to it, man, here real quick. Let's talk about these Buckeyes this year. Obviously, undefeated so far. Got 2 games left. They started redshirt freshman Julian Sayin, okay?
Yep.
Had to play Texas. You saw how Coach Day handled him. Didn't really give him the keys to the Lamborghini yet. It was more along the lines of, hey, only goal, don't turn it over. Then as the year has progressed, he's been given more and more control of the offense. Now he's running a bunch of RPOs, making the decisions on the field. In the race for the Heisman, throwing at an 80% completion percentage. When you look at Julian Sayin, tell me what's that like, being a quarterback committed to the Buckeyes. When you see this happening, man, what goes through your head, dude? What
I mean, you want to see yourself right there. I mean, by all means, people say, he's got the weapons and everything like that. Julian Sayin's the best quarterback in college football right now, and I don't think it's close, throwing at an 80% completion percentage. And everybody says stuff about Ohio State's schedule too, and I think they're just making it look easy. That's truly what it is. I mean, Washington's arguably a ranked opponent here and there. Illinois was a ranked opponent, obviously Texas, and then Team Up North a ranked opponent. They got they got 4 good ones on their schedule, and Julian throwing at an 80% completion percentage. Some games, having more touchdowns than incompletions. Like, he's the best quarterback in college football, and it's not close. And so seeing that, obviously, I want to see me right there. I want to see me, playing against the top competition, playing your best, and everything like that. That's the goal.
Now, let me ask you this, dude, because like you can dang near ask this to, any recruit committed to Ohio State walking into this room, man. When you watch this, you see the level of player that goes to Ohio State, right? You are that level of player. You're committed to them. But there's also quarterbacks in front of you. There's going to be quarterbacks behind you. That Ohio State goes out and they get the best every single time, and they play the best on the field, man. Dude, I got to be honest. When I was that young, I don't know. I would like to tell myself I would have the courage to go in to the best room and the best quarterback room in the nation, the best wide receiver room in the nation. You know what I mean? What that is, that's some serious confidence in yourself. That is wanting to get the absolute best out of yourself. I love it. Gives me cold chills talking about it. But tell me what that's like in your position. Do you have to fight like any amount of fear from time to time of, hey, dang, bro, I'm about to go into the Lions den with literally the best of the best quarterbacks like Julian saying Tavian St. Clair's in there, and how the Buckeyes recruit, they're going after the best, man. So tell us, what's your mindset there, and what drives you towards that competition? Because it takes a special person to be driven towards that level of competition, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can be confident in how you play and everything like that, but ultimately you have to be confident in how you work, and that's really what's going to separate you. Because everybody's good in high school, these guys are 4-star, 5 stars, whatever. But once you get there, none of it matters, and all your confidence is going to have to come from how you work and how you prepare yourself when you're there. So I mean, ultimately, yeah, you pick what school you want to go to, and then you roll with it once you're there. Every school in the country is bringing in top dudes, is bringing in 4-star, 5-star. It doesn't matter where you go. The next class, they're looking for the next one. It doesn't matter. So it's really just taking advantage of every opportunity and stuff like that. But it's ultimately up to you whether you play or not and everything like that.
Yeah, I love it, man. I did a show last night talking about these rankings, and it's like, man, if you take a step back, right, like as a fan or even as a recruit or something, you take a step back and you ask yourself, hey, does my ranking really matter? Like, how do rankings matter? They literally don't matter. Not even 1%, not even 0.05%. They do not matter at all. And I think it's just so funny, man. People get so riled up about it, including myself. I don't know how many shows I do on rankings. I love talking about it. It's a really good aspect for fans anyway, right? But man, they literally mean next to nothing, because you said it, man. It's about how you work, bro. When you go in that room, what do you do during your free time? How much work you putting in? Are you giving it your all every single rep? So I love it. So the way this offense is being ran, you see how Julian's running it. You see the wide receivers that are brought in. You see Brian Hartline with his play calling. Do you like it? Are you intrigued by it? Does it get you pumped to put yourself in his shoes sometimes? Do you like the play calling? Obviously, I'm sure you're going to like the wide receivers that are going to be Jameer Brown's already in your class, the number 1 wide receiver in the class. So you're going to have a stacked loaded room. But as far as the way the Buckeyes run their offense, slow-paced offense this year because of 12-team playoff, give your thoughts on that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, they can go down and score at will whenever they want. Everybody's kind of in the beginning of the year, they're maybe, not getting as much love because people thought they were just playing it slow and they weren't doing a whole lot. Well, they didn't have to do a whole lot, and then you play some of these, like the teams like Washington and stuff like that, or, I mean, UCLA, for example, like they can go down and score whenever they want, kind of at will. So, having the weapons that you're able to do that with too kind of separates you. Having the O-line, I think Ohio State probably has the best O-line in the country right now too. They got 3 legit running backs, and obviously, like, God knows how many legit receivers they have. So you got the best weapons in the room. It's gonna make it easy on you. You got Coach Hartline cooking up a great game plan. You got the best tight end coach in the country, the best quarterback coach in the country, and you got the best head coach in the country. So it's a quarterback's dream to be there for sure.
Yeah. A couple more questions here, man. Tell me about a commit to the Buckeyes, sitting back watching Matt. I know you're an offensive recruit, but Matty P's defense, man, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs. Give us your thoughts on that as a football player real quick.
Yeah, I mean, like I was just naming off the offensive coaches. You got the best defensive coordinator in the country too, and it's
Yeah.
like that. I mean, the defense is kind of it's just the icing on the cake to the fact that you might not be able to, or say you get lucky stopping their offense. Their defense is right there to support the offense, and there's not much getting by those guys. It's a legit defense, and probably you got like 8+ NFL players just on their starting defense right there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. A pretty balanced team in the country. I get a kick out of the national media trying to spin and bend it to where it's a soft schedule. But like you said, Washington, we ended a 22 game home winning game streak when we went
Yeah.
there. They should have been ranked. Illinois was ranked. They're not now. Why? Because Ohio State beat them. So yeah, dude, that's the story of being at Ohio State, man. When you're the best, you also have the most haters. That's what I always say. But Brady, I got you the fan question. I can't remember if I asked you last time. I ask every recruit this, man. Your go-to meal, right? What's your favorite meal? If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, bro, what are you gonna eat?
I'm a big sushi guy. I love sushi.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he's that expensive guy. Yeah,
No, I mean
sushi can get
you can find
expensive,
some
bro.
cheap sushi and I'll make do with it.
In Cali, yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet you can for sure, man. All right, we got a super chat. One super chat. D Sunny, thanks for the $4.99. If Brady has time, I think he does. What is it like being QB1, knowing how many people depend on you, even though you're a young man? That is a good question.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. You got the weight of your school on your shoulders and everything like that, and then you get to a college and you have more weight. But yeah, no, it is what it is. I think like I said, the work kind of prepares you for everything, and it's not how it. You got to focus not what people say about you and stuff like that, but how you prepare yourself week in and week out, and what you do in the off season and stuff like that. So, I think that's gonna where my confidence comes from, knowing that I can hold that weight. But I mean, yeah, it seems like a lot, but it's playing quarterback. If you just you do the right things, and it becomes a lot easier.
You've also been that dude like for quite some time now. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah,
Like so you're kind of like used to it at this point. It's part of the job. It's what you
yeah,
do. So, I mean, yeah, if you were some dude sitting on your couch and they said, "Hey, Brady, we need you to come start for Ohio State tomorrow," I'm sure that pressure would weigh down on you quite a bit. Not no, but you've been doing this, bro. This is what you
yeah.
do. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think I think a big benefit was I kind of had the choice of where I wanted to go play high school football, and ultimately I decided to play somewhere where I could start as a freshman. And I think that's what kind of helped me out a lot because I've been through so many different scenarios and stuff like that. I played a lot of football now to where when I get to the next level, that's a huge advantage as well.
Yeah, big time. Got a lot of experience in there, man.
Yeah,
All right, dude, I got to ask you, man, these Buckeye fans, we're absolute psychos, some more than others. If a player, it's almost like the fans expect absolute perfection, right? If a player makes a mistake, if a player gets beat, I mean, I saw people complaining about Julian saying 74% completion percentage in the UCLA game. Tell us about that, man. Is it something to where you're like you just said, man, you're under pressure already? I think I know the answer you're going to say, but I just want to hear it, man. Do you just have the tools built up now to just block that stuff out because it truly is irrelevant? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You got people in your circle that you listen to, right? That will give you advice and that will get on you if you need to getting on and things like that. So what do you got to say? Be easy on us, Brady. Don't go too hard on us, Ohio State fans. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
let us know what you think.
No, I mean, I think if people are hating on you, they're hating on you for a good reason. That means you're in the spotlight. If they're knocking on my
Mm,
play at that point, I'm the starting quarterback for Ohio State. So that's a step closer to the ultimate goal. But I mean, yeah, you got the biggest and best fan base in college football, maybe even football in general or sports in general. But I mean, it comes with it. You want to play at a top
yeah.
school, you're gonna have some people talking about you. You're gonna have some crazy fans, and it is what it is.
Dang it, Brady. I'm trying to get you out of here. Gio, thanks for the
All
$5.
good.
Thanks for coming on, Brady. Do you know the fellow Ohio State QB commit Luke Fahey, and what do you think of him as a QB in person?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know Luke a whole. I knew of him, but I didn't know personally of him or a whole lot before he committed. We've talked a little bit. I've actually played a couple teams that they played as well, so I just
Yeah.
text him and ask him questions about film and stuff like that. But I mean, from what I've heard, people that I've worked out with that go to Mission Viejo, he's a great person, and I think he had a really really good year this year, and I think it's shown. Or they just lost, but obviously to Mater Dei, so not much you could do
Yeah.
there. But I mean, yeah, he had a great season, and looking forward to playing with him.
Yeah, dude, that's always interests me, man, about like, especially the quarterback position. When you hear the relationships that were built in the room last year, at least that's what we hear they are. But in my mind, it's like, dude, these dudes are like fighting against each other. But
Yeah.
in reality, that's not how Ohio State does it. It's like you guys back each other up. They're brothers. They support each other, and may the best man win. You know, it's not
Yeah.
so much it's not a competition like that. It's not a,
Yeah.
hey, I want to beat you. It's more of, hey, I'm going to go out and do my best. If that beats you, congratulations. If
Yeah.
you beat me when I'm doing my best, congratulations.
And definitely in the off season too. I think that's when you kind of maybe you go at it a little
Yeah.
bit, you go head to head. But once you're in season, like Julian and Lincoln, for example, they're like best friends. Like, you know, you're
Yep.
with them all the time. It's hard to like be upset with someone or someone like that.
Yeah. Brady, dude, it was an honor, man. I appreciate you joining us. We'll get you back on again sometime in the future.
Sure.
I look forward to seeing what you do this off season, see the growth that you have. Definitely going to be in tune with your senior season, paying close attention there. Again, man, appreciate you joining the show, brother.
Yep, no problem. I appreciate you.
Yep, go Bucks, OH.
Yes, sir. IO. Have a good one.
Yep. There you have it, folks. The future quarterback in the 2027 class of the Ohio State University. Second interview here on the Buckeye Boys. I mean, he is just literally the perfect example of a guy that you want leading your recruiting class. You hear his demeanor, you hear how he talks, you hear his heart. I mean, the dude went to Jameer Brown's football game. The dude lives in California. So got a big heart as well. And that fits right in with this brotherhood culture and what Ryan Day is creating there at the Buckeyes. So absolutely love it, man. Brady's doing a lot of work. So go over to his social medias and support him, man. He's doing a lot of work with this 27 class, trying to build relationships with guys. There's a lot of fans, man. A lot of us are on X, on Instagram, all that. Go follow Brady. Go retweet his stuff. Go do all that. That's how we can help him. That's how we can help him build relationships with these guys, right? If he makes a tweet about a recruit and that recruit notices that tweet's got 100,000 views on it, I think that might have a little bit of an impact. So go over there and support him, man. You cannot be supporting a better individual. Families, he grew up, his grandpa and stuff, huge Buckeye fans. He's always wanted to be a Buckeye. That was one of his like top 5 goals in his life ever since he was a little kid. He's living that out, bro. I think it's the coolest thing ever. On3 re-ranked him recently to the number 111 player nationally, the number 10 quarterback. I just got done telling you guys it really don't matter. But before he committed, I believe he was the number 1 or number 2 quarterback in the class. It's kind of along the lines of Blaine Bradford getting dropped down so much, went from the number 1 safety to the number 5 safety in the class. He's not. Blaine Bradford's the number 1 safety in the 2026 class, but we all know that is how recruiting rankings work. But guys, that's it. That's all I got for you tonight. Don't have anything else. Anybody in the chat, you got something you want me to talk about? You got a question? No, Russ, they're just straight up is not. And think of it like this. Look how early Ryan Day took his commitment. If you follow Buckeye recruiting, how good of a quarterback do you think he needs to be if Ryan Day took his commitment that early? So the dude's got the tools. He's got a cannon for an arm, and only threw 2 interceptions this year playing California football. Threw for 2,700 yards. So I love it. Elijah, yeah, CJ's supposed to be committing. He's either supposed to be telling Florida, hey, I'm staying, or he's supposed to be telling Ohio State, hey, I'm coming over. I expect tomorrow to hear, hey, I'm coming over. Dennis, I got you. Oh, yeah, Dennis, I got your text from earlier. Sorry, I was working. I'll respond to it here in a minute. I'm excited, bro. Dennis sent me this, too. Dennis sends me random things sometimes. He sent me this for a spit cup. So I absolutely love it. National Signing Day is December 10th? Am I off there? Am I way off? Why do I want to say December 10th? National Signing Day 2025. Oh, bro, I'm way off. The November 12th. No, that's not it. for division. February 4th? Whatever, dude. I don't know. Why did I say December? December 3rd? Bro, Google don't even know. Google says it's December. Signing day is in December. I know that for sure. What happened is the NCAA is confusing Google at this point. They have switched signing day, got rid of early signing day, and did this, and they're flipping, the transfer portal. So, yeah, I still got good hopes for CJ. Give you a couple updates here. McKinley, the defensive tackle of LSU, the younger brother of Dominic McKinley. Don't think he's going to end up a Buckeye. We already got 4 defensive tackles in the class. It's looking like LSU is going to hold on to him, but we'll know before Thanksgiving. That's when that decision's supposed to be made. And you guys heard the update on Caden Dixon-Wyatt. Listen, I know I gave an update on Aaron Thomas and he ended up flipping. I can only tell you guys what I'm being told. You know what I'm saying? Right? So sometimes things change, but I'll tell you this. If Caden Dixon-Wyatt flips from the Buckeyes, it will be the most surprising thing I've ever been a part of because I've got to know Caden and his mom very well. I'll continue that communication. We will see Caden still in the playoffs. So why this is coming out right now, I have no idea because he's focused on the playoffs and is not entertaining anything at this point. So I don't know why this came out now or anything like that. But guys, appreciate you for joining me tonight. Got some more recruits coming on next week. Pay attention there. We got the live show going on for the game this weekend with the $50 giveaway trivia question. So I got to look up a good trivia question to ask. It's going to be really hard, so I might get a couple together. And I'll tell you guys the rules during the live stream on how we do that. But on that good note, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Go over there, support Brady, support this channel, the Buckeye Boys channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button on both channels, the Buckeye Boys and Scoop. Hit subscribe on Scoop as well. We're trying to hit that 37K mark. Go over to Apple Podcasts. Hit us a like for Scoop over there as well. And join the Scoop message board. If you're not on there, man, it's like 3 cents a day or something like that. Geo, Quentin Seifert, nope, still haven't been able to get a hold of him, bro. Shoot me an email if you got a way for me to get a hold of him and get him on here. I would love to make that happen. But on that note, guys, appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.